Luke's about to get company. Is he going to strike it out solo, or is he going to want to discuss how to stop the bad guys in committee?
How you get so big that you food of this kind?
Alright, there's been a question floating around for a while. Ever since the Force awakened. Ever since before Episode 7 came out. And really before that, even. Back in the day, there was a comic series called The Dark Empire, and it told of Luke falling to the dark side and serving a cloned Emperor Palpatine, and the concept of a Dark Jedi Master in Disguise is also something from old canon. Joris was one such Jedi. Well, technically he's a clone, but that's just kind of a long story. Star Wars is kind of all about those clones. You just gotta go with it. He was what we later found out to be a Dark Jedi, a fallen Jedi in the Thrawn trilogy, which was kind of the unofficial sequel trilogy for fans before we actually got a sequel trilogy of movies. And he was a menacing mentor to Luke Skywalker, seemingly training him in the ways of the light, but ultimately trying to take him down a dark path. So, with a fair amount of precedence in old canon, in Legends canon, is this what's going to happen to Luke in The Last Jedi? We're just a few days from finding out. So let's go ahead and look at the hints we've been given so far. The first one is from Hamill himself. Mark Hamill set the internet on fire when he said that Luke's character was not going to go the way he thought. Rian Johnson was taking Luke in a direction that was unexpected. Perhaps meeting our hero years later down the dark path would be just that strange turn that Hamill was talking about. And then there's the IMAX posters. The light side one clearly shows Luke chillaxing with the other good guys and doing things that heroes do, but the dark side poster also shows Mr. Skywalker clearly being Mr. Linewalker and keeping it cool in the shade. Now, I'm slightly reticent to think that IMAX knows more about what's going on here than we do, but then again, it's pretty easy to spoil something when you're not sitting there as a detail-obsessed fan. I don't have a problem, shut up. And speaking of posters, I should really address this meme. So you've probably seen this toiling around the internet. It shows the posters of the other Star Wars films with the baddies always looming in the background, and with Luke lurking in the back of the Last Jedi poster. Here's the thing with this theory though. Anakin, while he eventually becomes a villain, isn't a villain in Attack of the Clones. And if you want to tell me that it counts that he eventually becomes the villain in Attack of the Clones, well guess what? He technically becomes a good guy in Return of the Jedi. I just don't think there's an X-Files level conspiracy between movie posters made under different overseers of a saga. I think if it turns out that Luke has gone to the dark side, it's just going to be a case of luck.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
You're not helping, Obi-Wan. So do I think Luke goes to the dark side? I think the better question is, can he go to the dark side? I think Luke is going to be a little bit crazy from his isolation. And I'm not talking Yoda in Empire Strikes Back loopy. I'm talking mentally deranged from the stress and trauma of his nephew turning to the dark side, killing his whole Jedi Order, the responsibility he would feel, the fact that the First Order is on the rise, all of these things going on that he would feel responsible for, and then being kind of stuck with that by himself on an island. I think it's weighed on him. Do I think he's going to be a source of conflict in the story? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to get in Rey's way? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to be on a quest to try to take over the galaxy? Absolutely not. He might be an antagonist insofar as he creates conflict for the protagonist, but I don't think he's going to be a villain. But again, we're going to find out in a couple days. I could be completely off base. Let me know what you think about Luke in the comments below. Support not spoiling Star Wars. Until next time, keep it real and fly casual.
Cooking can be fun.